Trudeau's exit. How Canada's immigration programs face an uncertain future. Welcome back to Canada Chronicles. Today, we're diving into one of the most pressing questions on everyone's mind. How will Justin Trudeau's resignation reshape Canada's immigration system? Trudeau's ambitious policies brought record-breaking immigration targets and innovative programs that opened doors for millions. But with his sudden departure, those programs face a cloud of uncertainty. What does this mean for families, skilled workers, and international students who dreamed of making Canada their home? And here's where it gets even more interesting. One of the most groundbreaking initiatives, the Permanent Residency on Arrival for caregivers, is now under serious scrutiny. This program was set to transform how caregivers settle in Canada, but its future now hangs in the balance. Will it survive the political shakeup? We'll unpack all of that and more, so stay tuned to find out how this could impact you or someone you know. If you're passionate about Canada's immigration journey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let's get started. A legacy of ambition. Trudeau's immigration vision. Canada's immigration system has long been regarded as a model of progressive policy, built on the principles of inclusivity and economic growth. Under Justin Trudeau's leadership, the country introduced record-breaking targets, aiming to welcome 500,000 immigrants annually by 2025. Programs like Express Entry, Family Sponsorship, and pilot initiatives such as the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot and Atlantic Immigration Program reflected Trudeau's strategy of using immigration to drive economic and demographic growth. Trudeau's government also introduced targeted pathways to permanent residency, addressing labor shortages in critical areas like healthcare and tech, while promoting inclusivity through refugee resettlement and family reunification programs. However, these ambitious policies faced growing resistance due to housing shortages, overstretched public services, and public concerns about Canada's ability to absorb such high numbers of newcomers. The catalyst for change. Trudeau's resignation. Justin Trudeau's unexpected resignation in January 2025 has shaken Canada's political landscape and opened the door for potential policy changes. Public dissatisfaction with rising living costs and infrastructure strain has intensified scrutiny of Trudeau's high immigration targets. Many now wonder if a new leader, particularly one with a more conservative stance, will take a more restrained approach to immigration. This political shift has created uncertainty around flagship programs like the Permanent Residency on Arrival for caregivers and other initiatives, such as the Provincial nominee program and international student policies, which now face potential revisions or cancellations. Express Entry. A target for reform? The Express Entry system, a cornerstone of Canada's economic immigration strategy, allows skilled workers to apply for permanent residency through a points-based system. In recent years, targeted draws for healthcare workers, tech professionals, and skilled trades addressed labor shortages in key sectors. With Trudeau's departure, Express Entry could see significant reforms. Higher score thresholds. A new government might raise the comprehensive ranking system score requirements to reduce the number of applicants and prioritize only the most qualified. Industry-specific focus. Immigration streams could be narrowed further to include only high-demand sectors, leaving some applicants out of the equation. Reduced annual targets. Immigration levels could be scaled back to ease pressure on housing and public services. Family sponsorship programs in limbo. Family reunification has been a hallmark of Canada's immigration system under Trudeau, with expanded quotas and faster processing times for spouses, children, and parents. However, these programs could face significant slowdowns. Longer wait times. Resources may be diverted toward economic immigration, leading to delays in family sponsorship processing. Quota reductions. Public backlash over high immigration levels might result in reduced allocations for family reunification. Stricter financial requirements. Sponsors could face more rigorous income benchmarks to demonstrate their ability to support family members. The Caregiver PR on Arrival. Will it survive? One of the most anticipated programs of 2025 was the Permanent Residency on Arrival initiative for caregivers. This program aimed to address labor shortages in caregiving while offering qualified individuals immediate permanent residency. Thank you for staying with us this far. We truly value your time and hope this information has been both insightful and engaging. Let's now explore how Trudeau's resignation has placed this program in jeopardy. While the initiative promised stability for caregivers and a solution for critical labor needs, critics argue that fast-tracked PR pathways could worsen housing shortages and strain public resources. Without strong political support, the program faces several possible outcomes. Delays or cancellation. A new government could shelve the program indefinitely, leaving both applicants and employers uncertain. Stricter eligibility criteria. Higher language proficiency requirements or job placements in underserved regions might become prerequisites. Focus on temporary permits. The program could pivot to offering temporary work permits instead of permanent residency, reducing long-term commitments but also diminishing its appeal. Another significant consideration is how the program's success might hinge on regional partnerships and employer engagement. Without active collaboration from provincial governments and caregiving agencies, the program may struggle to address the nuanced labor shortages in regions outside urban centers. Tailored strategies that link caregivers to specific provinces in need could ensure its implementation remains both practical and effective. These partnerships could offer a lifeline to keep the program alive even amid political uncertainty. These possibilities highlight the uncertainty surrounding this pivotal program, reflecting the broader challenges facing Canada's immigration system in a post-Trudeau era. International students. Boom or bust? Canada's international student population has been a significant driver of economic growth, contributing billions annually. However, the rapid influx of students has also intensified housing demand and strained infrastructure. Trudeau's policies allowed international students to transition to permanent residency through programs like the Postgraduate Work Permit. Under new leadership, changes could include caps on admissions. Universities and colleges might face restrictions on the number of international students they can enroll. Tougher permit rules. Work permits for graduates could be shortened or limited in scope, making the transition to permanent residency more challenging. Regional policies. New measures could encourage students to settle in smaller provinces, easing pressure on urban centers like Toronto and Vancouver. In addition to these possible policy shifts, the broader economic impact of international students cannot be ignored. Beyond tuition fees, international students contribute significantly to local economies through housing, transportation, and consumer spending. Policies that limit their numbers could have ripple effects on small businesses, especially in cities where student populations play a vital role in sustaining local industries. Striking a balance between regulating admissions and maintaining this economic boost will be a crucial challenge for any new leadership. These considerations underscore the complex role international students play in Canada's economy and immigration landscape. Any policy changes will require careful evaluation to avoid unintended consequences while addressing public concerns about infrastructure and housing. Provincial Nominee Program. A decentralized future. The Provincial Nominee Program, which allows regions to address local labor market needs, has been instrumental in distributing immigration across the country. Trudeau's expansion of provincial quotas gave regions more autonomy to attract workers. However, post-Trudeau changes could include reduced quotas. Provinces with high immigration volumes, such as Ontario and British Columbia, might see their allocations cut. Tighter oversight. Federal scrutiny could increase to ensure nominations align with national priorities. Focus on rural areas. Incentives might prioritize smaller, underserved regions over metropolitan hubs. Refugee and humanitarian programs. A question of priorities. Trudeau's government made Canada a global leader in refugee resettlement, with programs like the Economic Mobility Pathways pilot offering refugees pathways through economic immigration. However, these humanitarian efforts may face cutbacks. Lower refugee quotas. Public and economic pressures could result in fewer resettlement opportunities. Shift to economic immigration. Skilled workers might take precedence over humanitarian admissions. Enhanced screening. More rigorous background checks could extend processing times for refugees. Temporary foreign workers. A lifeline at risk. Industries such as agriculture, construction, and hospitality heavily rely on temporary foreign workers and permanent residents to fill essential roles. Trudeau's government introduced reforms to simplify hiring processes and protect workers from exploitation. Amid leadership changes, this program could see caps on low-skilled workers. Limits might be introduced to address concerns about job availability for domestic workers. Stricter employer requirements. Companies may face tougher regulations to prove the necessity of hiring foreign workers. Reduced pathways to PR. Temporary workers could find it harder to transition to permanent residency. What lies ahead? A path to stability. The uncertainty surrounding Canada's immigration programs underscores the need for clear leadership and balanced policies. Solutions for stability include regional incentives. Encouraging immigrants to settle in underpopulated areas through financial benefits and tailored programs. Public engagement. Aligning immigration targets with housing and infrastructure capacities to address public concerns. Transparency. Keeping applicants and stakeholders informed about changes to prevent confusion and build trust. As Canada navigates this pivotal moment, the decisions made now will shape not only immigration policy but the nation's identity for years to come. If you found this video insightful, let us know your thoughts in the comments. What changes do you believe are necessary to create a sustainable and fair immigration system? Thank you for joining us on Canada Chronicles. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay informed about Canada's immigration policies and beyond. Until next time, take care and stay informed.